how's the recovery from your hairline fracture going?
It's going. You'll notice that I don't move my mouth too much when I talk because I can't. So hopefully you can understand everything I'm saying. But yeah, it's something I've had in the past. And of course, in the past, when I had it, it was accidental, not intentional. And I'm fine. I'll be fine for the match on Sunday. Eating is not fun. Talking isn't too fun, but I'll be fine this Sunday. The Clash of Champions, ambulance match, no rules. I'm going to beat the hell out of Randy Orton.
Drew, in the past Monday Night Raw, Randy Orton attacked your back with a chair, and with that chair, attacked your jaw. Do you think that will make you disadvantage Clash of Champions at Sunday?
No, I think he's just making me angrier. And like Brock Lesnar found out in the past, like the angrier you make me, the more dangerous I am. Like that's those chair shots. I've never felt anything quite as bad as those in my career. That second one, it was almost like I got knocked out from a chair shot to the back, that it made the jaw pain less significant when the chair was in my face because my ears were still ringing and my back was hurt so much from the chair shot that I didn't feel the jaw as much as I probably would have without those two chair shots. But I think my claymores, I hit Randy with 3 claymores a couple of weeks ago, sent him off in an ambulance, might be affecting Randy because I noticed during his interview when I watched it back that he said I didn't hit him with 1 claymore. I didn't hit him with 2 claymores. I didn't hit him with 3 claymores. Wait, he did hit me with 3 claymores. So apparently I've affected his mind with my claymore. So I think I've affected him just as much as he's affected me.
Why did you choose an ambulance match?
Well, it seemed elementary. I try not to laugh too much. He sent me off in an ambulance. I sent him off in an ambulance. I want a match that has no rules. I already beat him in a straight wrestling match. He won the greatest wrestling match of all time against Edge. He proclaimed to be the greatest wrestler. I beat him with a wrestling maneuver, the backslide at SummerSlam. Now all rules are out the window. Now I want to beat him up with weapons, with anything that comes to hand. Then I want to send him off in an ambulance, almost symbolic of what he's done to me, and I've done to him too.
Also at Monday Night Raw, Orton says that the ambulance represents hope, even death for some, but for him represents his 14th title in the industry. How does the WWE champions react to that threat?
Yeah, I heard everything he had to say. I mean, to be honest, I had to watch it back since I was in the training room, and then I went out to fight Retribution later on, and Randy, of course, showed up. He's not on anybody's side. He's not on Raw's side. He's on his own side. But I did watch what he had to say in the interview, and I noticed that he didn't say he enjoyed what I did to him when I sent him off in the ambulance, but he got to experience what he's done to so many people, and that he enjoyed that feeling, getting to go through what they went through and what he's caused and all the destruction he's caused. But the way I look at it is it's like he's not going to get the 14th championship. And if Randy enjoyed that ride so much, then this Sunday it's going to be like his Christmas and birthday all rolled into one, because I'm going to beat the absolute hell out of him with my fists, with my feet, with every weapon I can find. I might toss him off the top of the ambulance, and then I'll send him off in the ambulance again. If he loves it that much, he's going to love this Sunday.
Did the WWE superstars that Randy assaulted say anything to you, like Ric Flair, The Big Show, Christian, Edge? I imagine they're looking for some revenge on you.
Yeah, I've spoke to pretty much everybody you named. And these are people that Randy Orton didn't just grow up around and learn from. These are people that I grew up around when they were still all active on the WWE rosters. When I first came to America, Ric Flair was still active on the Raw roster when I was 22 years old, and I was part of that roster, and I've been around all these superstars. I've grown up around them all also, and I have a relationship with all of them. So that's why I find it so horrifying that Randy's willing to just take them out, especially after everything they've done for him. But they've been in my ear. They're very happy. Every time I get a little bit of retribution for them, no pun intended, with the stupid other retribution. But this Sunday, I think we're going to be throwing a little party after the carnage I cause when I send Randy off in an ambulance. Not that I advocate violence at anybody, but I advocate violence at Randy Orton.
Drew, how complicated has it been to be WWE champion at pandemic times, where you haven't had an approachment with your fans or with the people who support your rivals? Also, perhaps the media impact has been different to other compared to other WWE superstar who won the WWE title.
Yeah, it's different. It's uncharted waters. My journey's prepared me for any situation. To be the top guy, to be WWE champion, including a pandemic. I think I heard Roman kind of say that he doesn't envy my situation. It's like Roman's obviously top of the mountain when it comes to everything he's achieved. And he even said, I don't envy, Drew's first reign being during the pandemic, but I don't mind it. I thrive on a challenge. If I'm going to be a trailblazer, that's cool with me. I've set the bar during this time. I've kind of showed everybody that it's okay to take risks. There are no wrong answers, especially when we had no fans there. I wanted to lead by example and, give the world an escape during difficult times during the pandemic at its worst. And then eventually we got some of the Performance Center trainees in there to create an atmosphere. Now we're in the Thunderdome. It feels like things are starting to get back to normal. Now I can see and hear the virtual fans. So I get that kind of reaction I never got. We have not held up the title yet. When I finally walked out there for the first time and held up this WWE title, and I got to hear the live response from the Thunderdome and all the virtual fans there, that was really cool. And I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to keep leading by example. I'm going to beat up Randy Orton. I'm going to keep my championship. Fans will be back eventually. We'll get on tour eventually. We'll get back to Mexico eventually. And I love it there. Like the fans in Mexico are so passionate, knowledgeable. I see everything they say on social media. So thank you to my fans who send me all the positive messages on social media. And eventually things will be normal and I'll be back in Mexico as WWE champion.
In one part of your life, do you imagine wrestle with virtual fans?
No, I never imagined a world of virtual fans. But we're innovating and adapting, and we're trying to get the fans in any way we possibly can, while sticking to the strictest CDC guidelines to make sure everybody's safe. So if this is the only way we can have fans in the building, if this is the only way we can get that interaction, if this is the best we can do right now, we're going to do whatever we can to get the fans in that building so they can be there with us, because they're such an important part of the show.
Drew, the future is now. I remember when Vince McMahon introduced you in 2007 as the future champion of WWE. Those words from the chairman, how much represent you in your career? How much responsibility have for you? And more now that you accomplished that goal and that you are the man or the opponent to beat.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. Like, I guess Mr. McMahon is a crystal ball. He sees further into the future than anybody else. He predicted pay-per-view as we know it today. He predicted the WWE Network, and he predicted Drew McIntyre's world champion way before they all actually happened. And, his goal was to kind of position me as, the chosen one, as the guy, when I wasn't quite ready. So I was management's chosen one then. But the fact that I went through the journey I've went through and all my ups and downs, and in the end, it wasn't management that chose me and put me in the position I'm in. It was the fans. I think it's a lot cooler being the chosen one of the fans, and the fact that they brought me to the top, they brought me to the championship, than being picked by anyone in management.
Drew, I dare say you are the official face of WWE, and we saw it on Monday Night Raw. What would you choose? What would be your ideal team to finally beat Retribution?
Ideal team. Raw? I guess it'd be Raw because they've signed to Raw. Who would we have? I can't pick Randy Orton because I can't trust him. I think if I create, there's a lot of them as well. Like the Hurt Business, I've been to war with them. I think they'd be a good, good selection of guys. Like Andrade and Garza, I put in there as well. Like Andrade hits harder than pretty much anyone I've ever been in the ring with. So I know what he's done to me. So I'd like, like if we worked together, we beat the hell out of each other in the past. I imagine what we could do to retribution together. And can I trust Seth Rollins? That's the question. You know, he's so talented, but he's kind of lost his mind right now. If we can get him on our team, that'd be very helpful. So right now, Hurt Business, Andrade Garza, possibly Seth if he's mentally there.
You mentioned Andrade and Garza. What's your opinion about the Mexican wrestlers?
Amazing. They're part of the way. I always say, you know, I grew up wanting to do it and watching on TV with dreams of getting there and do it eventually. And there wasn't really the means to do it. And eventually I had to seek it out. Like when it comes to like Andrade and Garza, like they were born like doing wrestling moves. They grew up in this industry. It's in their blood. And they're like unbelievable. That's what it comes down to. I'm trying to think of the words to describe them, but they were born to do this. It's so obvious watching them. They're just so natural at it. They love it. I'm such a passion for it backstage. When we're in there, they do not hold back whatsoever. The thing about them is they can do every single style. Like they don't just do one particular thing, so you can't strategize for them. Like 1 minute, like an Andrade, for example, can go face toe-to-toe with me with strikes, but the next minute he can do every high-flying move imaginable, obviously from the lucha style. And then the next minute he's like a technical master, and the same with Garza. So you can't prepare for those guys. So I'd rather have them on my team.
Drew, do you want or dream with a triple threat match with Keith Lee, Randy Orton, and you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against it. I think Keith has come in, he's made an impact. He's such a talented guy and he's going to do big things. I think coming in on top, he needs to earn the right to fight for the title first. He's been around for a long time, but the same with myself. I was around for a very long time. And then I had to work my way up and earn that right. And he'll do it. He'll do it the right way. He's got the work ethic and he's going to do it the right way. But right now, there's too much personal beef with Randy Orton and I wouldn't want my friend to keep getting caught in the crossfires like he has been in the past couple of weeks.
Now, Drew, you will be the next star in WWE 24, Drew McIntyre, the chosen one. Tell us what can people see in this episode?
Everything. There's literally nothing that's off limits in this 24 special. You know, I've had a lot of interviews with me and a lot of pieces done about me and written about me, which I've been very fortunate. A lot of people have covered my career and my journey. We had the Chronicle on the network leading up to WrestleMania, which was awesome. One of my favorite things ever done about me. But nothing has encompassed my full career, my full story. That people have seen the highs, but they haven't really heard and seen about the lows. And some of the closest people to me will be featured in this, talking about the good times and the bad times. Also, there's footage in there that I promised the world would never see. Like, yes, I did backyard wrestling. Yes, my friends and I filmed it. And it's going to be in there. And it's going to be embarrassing. It's Drew at 12, 13 years old in the back garden with his buddies wrestling. And I promised I would burn that footage one day, but I want to be an open book. I want the world to hear my whole story from the beginning till the end. So you're going to see the craziest evolution of all time, from the backyard to the independent scene in the UK, to WWE, getting signed when I was 21, to getting fired, to becoming world champion. It's going to be a crazy story.
Drew, how do you describe like a WWE champion? Is it your first WWE champion in the industry? How do you
I describe my time?
Yeah.
Historic. It's never been done before, and hopefully will never be done again the way I did it. But it's the story of my career. Like, nothing ever quite goes to plan in my career, but I want to show everybody, if you believe in yourself, you work hard, you can achieve anything no matter what happens, including a worldwide pandemic.
Do you have any WWE superstar that you want to fight to defend your title?
The Undertaker at WrestleMania, #1.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to keep annoying Mr. McMahon until he makes a phone call, because that's the only way he'll come back. If Mr. McMahon makes a phone call. So I'll keep prodding him every week.
In a special match?
I would do any match, to be honest. The Boneyard seems to be his special match now. Obviously, we've known him to be in Hell in the Cells and casket matches, but the dream for me would just be a straight singles match. Like, no gimmicks, just straight up man on man, McIntyre versus The Undertaker for the WWE title.
Well, Drew, for me, it's a pleasure to have this interview with you. And
Well, thank you, buddy.
I wish you all the best in your career and at Clash of Champions.
I appreciate that, buddy. And soon enough, we'll be back. Things will be back to normal, and I can't wait to get back to Latin America, Mexico, everywhere, to be honest. But y'all are great. I appreciate all my fans out there in Latin America for being so positive. Like, the internet can sometimes be negative, but y'all have been really positive to me. And sometimes I have to hit Google Translate and I see what everyone's saying, and I appreciate it's always positive. So thank you to everyone out there.
Thank you very much.